I think it'll let me. Yeah, I think it'll let me record. Yes, it is. It's recording now. It'll let me record just my session.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm going to hit share screen now.
Okay,
Everybody can see my screen now?
Yes.
All right. All right, everybody can see that big screen, right, Judy? We're okay?
I can see it, yeah.
All right, well, listen, and I think we're recording too. We'll make sure if we're not, we're giving up on it. But anyway, okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Albert Clark. I'm over in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I'm so proud to announce the fact that we are the Exit Realty latest premier partner. They were looking for the last 7 or 8 months at a email marketing, offer or service for their agents all over the country. And they started digging into our system, and finally we launched last week with them the new, they call it the Premier Partner Program. And what we've got for you is a process or a end-to-end solution for getting and staying top of mind with your sphere of influence, okay? So we all know real estate's a numbers game, so we're gonna help you put up some big numbers. Now, when I used to fly all over the country or drive or whatever in front of crowds, I would ask agents, does everybody think they do the best possible job of staying in touch? Nobody ever puts their hands up. Does anybody, tell me why you can't do the best possible job of staying in touch? And they say, yeah, I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I don't have everything. So for the last 20 years, and I stress 20 years, because 20 years ago, I built the first ever electronic newsletter for agents over in Philadelphia, Willow Grove. And I've been stuck in this business ever since. This is all I've done for 20 years, is help agents differentiate their service level. Now, these days, everybody that's doing any kind of social media marketing, they're proud of their numbers, of the likes they're getting. They're proud of the friends that they've created, right? But what industry research shows that just because somebody friended you or liked an image or commented on a post, that doesn't mean they're building allegiance. What we call allegiance is a undying ability for you to send information, for you to be there, for you to be helping them, and they trust everything you send. They open everything you send, and they believe everything you tell them, right? So they're going to build an allegiance with you. Because on top of that, we're going to throw in a lot of what we call advocacy, which is portraying you as that homeowner advocate they need, watching out for what's going on in the home. And we're going to show you that through our content and through our systems. Those are the answers, which we're going to blow right by and give them at the end. So what's the biggest step that agents have to take when it comes to doing a better job of staying in touch? And Judy and I discussed this for the last week and a half, left and right. The agents on this call right now, 9 out of 10 of them don't even have a clean, current, reliable database. They have data, but it's all over the place. It's not in one place. So what we do on day one for agents when we start working with them is build them a brand new database. We'll go into Gmail, the iCloud, the MLS, any kind of CRMs you have. Judy, are you guys still using Sync?
I don't use that.
Okay, what do your agents have access to? Do they get a free one?
They use whatever they want.
Yeah, okay, so suffice to say, we can integrate and connect with that and export all your contacts out of your CRM into Home Actions and vice versa, okay? So this is just
that for me. You did do that. When
Yeah.
we set me up, you did that for me.
Sure, and that's what agents need, is a clean database. And then what we're going to do is we're going to help you nurture it, and we're going to give you intelligence on what's going on inside of your database, because we know what everyone is doing inside of your database. They're opening your newsletter, boom, 30 seconds later, you get an alert if we set these alerts the way that we think we should. And then when particular articles in the newsletter get opened and clicked, well, we send another signal to the agent so they can see this engagement. So when somebody comes into Judy's newsletter and clicks on what's sold down the street, right, they're interested in the market, a little more than just a passing, flare. So Judy gets to know that Betty Jane Wilson just opened the newsletter and clicked on what's sold down the street. Now, 40% of people that click on that kind of content are actually doing their own research, but before they call the realtor, right? They're doing their own research on neighborhoods. We've got a neighborhood search tool here also. So what we're getting at is we use content to help you create conversation starters. And that's what you need these days, is the ability to pick up the phone or fire off an email to somebody and know what they just read, know what they're interested in, okay? So every 2 weeks, this newsletter goes out. As Judy said, it goes to a couple thousand of her friends. And then we provide all the content. 4 days before the newsletter goes out, you get to see what we have. Then you can call us back and say, hey, Al, I got a bunch of listings here. Can you throw a listing in for me? A testimonial. We have an open house this weekend we'd like to promote. We'll do all that publishing for you. There's no extra charge for adding any kind of content, okay? So again, our most widely clicked article is what's sold down the street. And for you guys that have RPR, Realtors Property Resource, that's something that we're going to use for you. If you don't have it, you need to get it because it's free. And it's software that sits on top of your MLS and pretties up everything. So what we ask the agent to do, and we put this in Judy's, is give us a bunch of zip codes that you want to be an expert in. And when they click those blue buttons, up is going to come your RPR report. Now, you don't have to do any of this. We do it all for you, including going into your RPR and refreshing these reports every 2 weeks, because you don't want to give somebody a month-old report on market conditions, right? We want to be fresh. So again, this article gets many, many clicks. Everybody wants to know what's sold down the street. And if they have to go to Zillow to find that out, it's going to be a problem. Here's another example of how we can customize the top graphic of the newsletter for anything you want. And then that first article down there, you'll see that that's our new small business showcase. And what that is the ability for the agent to work with us. And we're going to build a directory of small businesses in your area on your main street, if you want to call it that, because it's a great public relations tool to be able to help small mom and pop businesses recover from the pandemic. Okay, so we're going to do this for you. We're going to build these articles. All you got to do is tell us the Italian deli, the beauty salon, the small hardware store, anybody that's small mom and pop in your area, we can promote through your newsletter and get you a boatload of public relations. Okay. Does everybody understand this so far, this new feature? We just had this a couple weeks ago. The team at Exit Headquarters loved it because anytime agents can help themselves with public relations, it works for everybody. Judy, do you understand this one? You're on mute. I think we're going to do this for years, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is it's funny that you should mention that because we were talking about that because they're doing a lot of stuff here in Medford on Main Street to help the businesses get back into it. They're doing trucks on Thursday night for food trucks, and then they have the wine and the Oktoberfest coming up. They have a lot of things.
Sure, we could take all that info, Judy, and get in these newsletters and score PR points for the agent, because the consumer may not know this kind of stuff is going on, and the agent is now co-opting all that marketing, co-opting all that awareness going on Main Street. Okay, so it's also
good. That's a good new product there.
And we do this for the agents. There's no charge for anything extra that I'm showing you. And these are great PR tools. Now, when we asked you before, why can't you do the best possible job, when some of it even revolves around becoming that advocate that your clients, prospects, and friends are looking for, here's what we mean. We've got live feeds from the Consumer Product Safety Commission on products in the home that have been recalled a half hour ago, okay? Now, recently, we all remember the Peloton exercise machines. They were recalled. There's about 4 or 5 million generators that homeowners are buying and using when the power goes out. They're catching on fire, lighting up houses. There's always something that's being recalled. We take that information and jack it right into your newsletter, because I don't think Gwendolyn Hankerson has time to go to the Consumer Product Safety Commission every day and see what's new. So she relies on us to do this. And of course, we're keeping all your clients, prospects, and friends up on new scams and what's going on at the IRS and credit card issues all over the place. So what we do is we track all this important stuff that's going on. We present it in your newsletter, and it looks like you wrote this thing. I mean, there's consumers that are emailing the agents saying, hey, Jim, thanks for doing that. Where do you find time to do all these articles? Now, of course, this can be set it and forget it if you want. You don't have to fire this thing up. You don't have to call me every 2 weeks where we will add your listings or just solds. It can be set it and forget it, okay? But where the value is going to come from is working with us and understanding what predictive content is. That article on the right, I would simply ask everybody on the call here, wouldn't you want to talk to 15 people that are trying to find down payment money? Well, as soon as that article gets opened up, 30 seconds later, you get a text and an email alerting you that Betty Wilson is probably looking for some down payment money. Now, gee, why would she be doing that? Okay, here's one that you guys could take and run with today. Your biggest complaint, Judy, I guess from your agents, is low inventory, no inventory, or poor inventory, right? Well, 7 out of 10, remember this one now, 7 out of 10 homeowning families you know right now have no idea how much equity they have in their home. They know it's good. They've seen all of our articles. It's up 16% over the year in New Jersey. We know that. So why aren't they putting their house on the market? Because nobody gave them that magic number. And we want it to be the agent that does the quick CMA, right? Because 30 seconds after this article got opened, you know who's opening it. Hey, Jim, let me do a quick CMA for you. We'll tell you what your house is worth. Oh, you got 100 left on your mortgage? Okay, you got 600,000 in equity. And that's not something they knew before you fired off an email or a phone call to them, because you know that they're talking about this issue right now on their mind is home equity. So you wouldn't pick up the phone and say, hey, Ellen, I see you got my newsletter 38 seconds ago. Did you need help interpreting that data? But you could, because that's how fast we work around here. So this is what we call intelligence coming from your database. Now, everything I've shown you so far, what I want to get across to you is what we call the first mover advantage, called email exclusivity. If Judy puts in BettyJane@AOL.com in her system, no other agent using Home Actions anywhere in the country can attack Judy's database or BettyJane@AOL.com, okay? Email addresses that we put in for you become exclusive to you, okay? So that's why you want to work with us. If you don't even have a database, work with us. We'll get that database started tonight, this afternoon, and then we put it in the system, and then you don't care if every realtor in the world gets this. Why? Because nobody can hurt you. No one can attack your database. So all of Judy's thousands are locked up somewhere in a big database called Home Actions. And we're nurturing those contacts every 2 weeks with great content. And so far, you've got to admit, Judy, you didn't see chicken pot pie recipes. You didn't see moving day tips, right? That typical realtor fluff. You're not going to see it from us. You could put those in if you want, that's fine, but you're not going to see us putting recipes in for everybody in the country. Now, for those of you into social media, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you say, oh boy, I got to put something on Facebook today. Well, what's it going to be? More of this fluff, okay? What we have is the ability for you to take any of our 1,400 articles now, not 1,200, we have 1,400, take them right to social media in about 8 to 10 seconds. That's all it takes to put good home ownership content, okay? Which is where we're going here, not necessarily real estate content. We want to make you a home ownership expert, an advocate. And with all of our content, that's what you become at the end of the day. So again, there's a whole social media game plan built in. Here's how an exit company added their newsletter right to their Facebook page. So we could put your whole newsletter on Facebook. You can do an individual article, okay? You could do multiple articles. And, you know, we're going to have all this tracking to let you know that your newsletters are performing on Facebook. Okay, so we can get into those questions later on if you want. Now, the fun part after your newsletter launches, and this is where the value comes from, the intelligence on what's going on. We sent out 1,336 emails on the left-hand side there, 615 unique opens. That means 615 of your 1,336 opened it at least once. But what we know is our content is so good and so engaging that they save your newsletter in their inbox and they open it multiple times. Half of your readers, and that number down the bottom says that, half of your readers, that 1,016, those are total opens. The only way somebody can open your newsletter multiple times is if they save it in their inbox. And you know what happens when you save something in your inbox. You go up and down 500 times a day, and we're going to see impression, because your newsletter is going to be locked into their email stream. Now, eventually they throw it out. Most of them don't. It just goes down to the bottom, but they see it for the next couple of days. Over on the right, 58 total trigger articles. Well, those are alerts that we set on telling you who opened and engaged with what content. You'll see 28 people there, who they are, what's sold down the street. Click on that, and you know what? 40% of those 28 are actively engaging right now in research for a buy-sell opportunity. You didn't know that 5 minutes ago when we sent this newsletter. but we know it because we know exactly when they open, click, and share, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to have engagement reports. We're going to show you who's opening up all your content, all your articles that we send, who are your frequent flyers, okay? And these are the people that have an allegiance with you. Why? Because they open up everything we send them, okay? That's what we know. Now, Judy, you might recognize some of these people. They're your friends. See that? So what we've got is the ability to show you long-term relationship capital, short-term relationship capital, and then we have to deal with this little company called Zillow, right? Well, what are the reasons why people run to Zillow and never come back to your website? This is what the industry tells us. So I doubt that you can compete with Zillow, but we're taking a shot at it. For the last year, we built a system called the Neighborhood 360. And Neighborhood 360 is a widget, very powerful article, if you will, that has information on 150 million street addresses. I'm going to block off my box here. Hold a second so we all see that. There's somebody else in the waiting room, Judy. Did you get that? Or do I have to admit them? I think I admitted them. Okay, so when anybody wants to do research on a neighborhood, traditionally they go to Zillow and never come back to the agent's website. So what we've got now is the ability for them to type in any address in the country, up to 150 million. Now, as soon as they type this address in, you get the text in the email letting you know that so-and-so who's in your database is digging into 59 Hillock Woods. And then you say, wow, that's my listing. Okay, they want to know what's going on with the home. They want to know what's going on in the neighborhood. So follow me now. This report, it's a PDF. It opens up right on their screen. You don't have to do anything. Let's see, recent sales nearby, single family, 2,000 square feet, et cetera, et cetera. Rent versus own in the area, tax information, average tax bill, cost of living. What's it going to cost me to move from Secaucus, New Jersey to Medford, New Jersey? Well, we know because we know all the different components to cost of living around here and up in Secaucus. Income levels in the neighborhood. Then we go into the schools. We don't tell your consumers what schools their kids are going to go to. We just tell them where the schools are and they click on these blue buttons. And then that's where they go and find out what schools their kids are going to go to. We want to keep you out of those constraint problems. Okay, so after that, then we get into, hey, what's the neighborhood like? Now, how many times has somebody asked you, hey, Jim, how's the neighborhood around that listing? And what you say is, yeah, it's good. Yeah, but you don't have specifically how good. So what we've got is this Yelp inspired, all Yelp reviewed amenity section. So where are we going to go for happy hour on Friday? You'll notice all these locations are within 3 miles of that zip code. So we know where we can go for happy hour or fine dining. Hey, I got to have a Starbucks every morning, right? So show me all where the Starbucks are in relation to any address anywhere in the country. You'll see there's one 2.2 miles away there. So this is, donut shops, coffee shops, etc. Then where are we going to go for groceries? If I'm into, low, whatever kind of eating problems I might have, there's particular stores now. So if you're gluten-free, you want to go to Whole Foods. Again, you'll see how far these places are away from that listing. Not very far at all. Then you have to be a pet-friendly realtor, right? You may hate pets, but you can't say it. So you know where all the Petco stores are, you know the dog walkers, the veterinarian hospitals. And then if you're into physical fitness, you have to have a gym by your house, right? If there's no gymnasiums for 15 miles or 10 miles, somebody's probably not going to want to buy this house if they're into physical fitness. Again, all within 2, 3, 4 miles away. Where are we going to get our tattoos removed, our hair done, our toenails done? And then what I want you to do is pick up your phone right now, please, and send me a text at that number down the bottom and give me an address, any address in the country. I don't care if it's your grandmother in Kansas City. I'll send you back one of these reports. Very cool. You're going to want them all over your website. You're going to want them all over your listings. And every time that you email somebody a listing, you're going to say, oh, and here's my colorful neighborhood report. Okay. It shows that you're an expert in every neighborhood in the country because we cover every neighborhood in the country. So go ahead and send a text to this number, give me an address, make sure you put the zip code on the address there, okay? And then I'll fire you back a full report and you can see how cool this thing is. You've never seen anything like it. It's live. We could put the whole widget on your social media, on your website. There's oodles of things to do. Then we have the neighborhood navigator, which is the tell me what my house is worth. Judy, do the agents have a home value button on their website?
The ones that do have the website that come off of our main
Yeah,
office website, yes, they do.
that's the OnJack site. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so you might want to have us promote your home value button you have, or you could use ours.
Mhm.
Again, one of the best leads is when somebody calls you and says, hey, Mary, can you tell me what my house is worth? That's what this is. And of course, as soon as they fill all this information out, boom, 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 your phone goes off. It's a text, it's an email. Somebody wants to know what their house is worth right now. Jump on that call, jump on that engagement. Okay, we're winding down now. Okay, what to send, when to send it. Okay, we've been doing this for years. We send out millions of emails every month. We know how to design them so they're thin. Remember, one thing you can learn from me today, 65% of all your emails that you're sending are getting opened on mobile devices. Okay, so if you're sending that 20 megabyte picture of your new listing, it may not be getting to your intended party because it's getting caught in spam traps. Okay, so we know how to condense all these, take care of all these issues. We know how to create conversation starters for you, right? Because you now have something in common. And that's been a major tenet of successful realtors all over the country is they know what they're going to say when they get on the phone or fire off the email. Okay, because they're good at it. And now you have all this information in common. You know what's going through their minds. You know how to lock in that exclusive value. Now, there's two ways to subscribe to our service, okay? And this was all reflective of our contract with Exit Realty. And then in my conversations with Judy, Judy said, hey, our agents don't like paying setup fees. So I said, well, that's nice, but we have a setup fee. Next thing you know, I caved in on that one and we canceled the $99 setup fee. So you don't have to pay that. And then what we're asking you to do is to come in at our special $65 per month rate. Now, this is a newsletter every 2 weeks. We're going to build you a database. We're going to build you custom graphics. I'm personally going to handhold you to make sure this program works for you. Because the last thing I need you to do is go back to Judy and say, Al ripped you off. So what we've got is a opportunity for $65. And guess what? No contracts. Okay, canceled anytime, walk away, get your money back. Always get your database back because we don't own your database. You do. We just nurture it. Take that with you anytime you want. So at the end of the first month, you can have $65 invested. We'll have 2 newsletters on the street for you, right? Because it's every 2 weeks. And if you don't want to pay a nickel more, you can walk away and get your money back. If you say, hey, I want to stay a little more, a few more months at 65, that's fine. Most agents say, okay, I spent 65 and I want to move to the quarterly plan. So you can move to the quarterly plan, which is $165 every 3 months. Okay, so that saves you another $60 or $70 over the monthly plan. But cash flow wise, 65 is better than 165. So that's why I encourage agents to go with the $65 per month option and then not have to spend a nickel more until I prove to you this works. And I'm pretty good at this. I've been doing it for 20 years. 'Cause I know
Al,
what
can I
agents-
ask? Can I
Go ahead,
ask
I'm
you-
sorry, Judy.
That's okay. Since we have quite a few people online today listening to your pitch here, can you do better pricing?
Yeah, how many do we have? How many do we have online now, Judy? Does it tell you?
I think there's 12 or 13,
14.
14.
I'm one of them. You already have it. Those other 2 agents said they were coming in. If I can get 5 more agents to buy this today, I'm just running some numbers here. Hold on, please. I will take the monthly plan, still no setup fee, down to $57. Now, $55. All right, so you're saving another $120. No, 5 times 12, you're saving another $60 there. Let's go right to 5 times. Let's go right to $50. Okay, if I can get 5 agents to subscribe today and send Judy, let's see if anybody can put that in the chat room. If you're thinking about joining, just add your name to the chat room. Okay, and I'll give you a call later on. We'll make sure you get an order form, and we can do that $50 plan. Now, if you want to do the quarterly plan, I can't shave that much off there, so that'd be 50 times 12. That's 600. If we do a 145 every 3 months, 280, 290, 4, 5, 80. Yeah, you save 20 bucks more, 145 a quarter. Okay, so $50 a month, or
What's the yearly-
145 every 3 months. Go ahead,
What's-
Judy.
What's a yearly fee?
It's going to be more than that. The yearly fee is really five. What did I say? It was 580, 290. Excuse me, I should have had these numbers done. For
That's okay.
that's
you're moving up
580,
the number.
580 a year, but you break it up into 4 payments.
Yeah, but
that's what we
what happens if you want to pay the whole thing?
Well, if you want to pay the whole thing,
Yes.
550. If you want to pay it at one time,
Mhm.
at $550. If you want to break up the payments, they'd be 145 every 3 months.
So it ends up being 45.83 if you do the whole, if you pay for the whole year.
Yeah,
And it's-
okay, and then
And
for
you don't have
the,
to do anything if you don't want to.
no, it could be
There's
set and
many
forget it.
months when I don't do anything.
Yeah, I just need you to work with me to get this database built, because we're going to go into your Gmail, your MLS, your iCloud, your phone, everywhere you have contacts, export them and clean them all up.
Gotcha.
Okay, so if anybody is interested in this, so Judy, what we're gonna do is, if we get 5 more, that price goes to 50. If we don't, it goes to 60. How about
Okay.
that?
That's good.
Okay, so for every 5 agent, yeah, we get 5 more agents. It goes to, we get 5 more agent, it goes to the, what did I say, 55, right?
No, you said 50.
50, that's right. My accountants are gonna kill me.
We'll keep you
Um,
honest.
But that's all right. We're gonna get some good customers here, good clients. Okay, let's have some questions about the program. I can answer as many questions as you want. Everybody's got let me go back and you could type down my phone number again and ask questions later on. Also, I'll send everybody to Judy, an order form. You don't have to fill it out and scan it. You can just call me and I can take the order over the phone. All we need is a credit card. Okay, and we will process your list in the order in which you come in. So the agent that's smart right now is figuring out, hey, I got 1,000 contacts in all my systems. I want to get those in and protect it. That's what we can do. Okay, so we'll make sure that you get that first mover advantage. Next
Okay,
question, please.
We're gonna have William Rothermel is gonna sign up.
Okay,
He's gonna do the whole year. And I just got a text from Aaron who had to leave. He's also in,
all right.
Aaron Burt.
And we know what's her name is out, Kristen Atkins.
Yeah, she didn't make it into the meeting.
Yeah, I'll do a one-on-one with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2. So everybody do some introspection, think inside the box right now. Is this thing worth $50 a month? If it's not, you get your 50 back. If it is worth 50 bucks a month, then I did my job, because you're going to enjoy the scoring we're going to give for you every 2 weeks when these things hit the street. Okay, there isn't a system in the industry like this. That's why we got picked by Exit Realty to be their preferred email marketing company. Let's have some questions, please, either about the payment plans or the actual program.
Okay, Tamika in the chat said she's interested.
Okay,
I thought I saw something about Lois said she'll join.
all right.
That's our 5, right? Or is that
Yep,
4?
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. I don't know about Kristen. I obviously didn't talk to her.
No, and I think Cynthia Richardson, I know that she might be the person that you left in late.
Yeah,
She might be interested in, unfortunately, she's not on she's on her cell phone.
okay, that's fine.
Miss Judy,
I'll give her a call later on, do a one-on-one.
I will sign in too.
Okay, who's that, please?
Amrit. I texted you my answers.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you did.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so Amrit's in. I just got Celeste. She's in.
And then we're gonna issue the winner.
Lois, Cynthia's in. Cynthia Richardson. So, okay, so you have Cynthia Richardson, Lois, Amrit,
There's
Aaron.
okay.
Celeste.
All right, so Amrit, I'm scoring you right now.
Does she have to stay after school too?
You have to stay after school again, yeah. Judy, it's gonna be a big office there, but we need a big office to put all these people in. Keep them after school. Teach them some fundamentals here.
But see,
Okay,
next,
so
but next
you were
year
close
they're
on a
gonna know the
couple.
answer.
You were close on a couple, Amrit, but didn't make it. So let's go and do the answers now.
Okay,
Okay, so everybody you know, cousins, family, friends, how many may show up between a month and 6 months or up to a year on your website? The answer is only 5%. So if you've got a basic website and it's just out there, you know there's nobody hitting that. Okay, can anybody raise their hand now and tell me how many hits you had on your website last night? No idea. You wouldn't even know where to go to find that out. All right, and I'm telling you, that's what most agents think. Oh, I got a good looking website. How many people saw it? 3. And that, 2 of them were me opening up the website to see if it was still there. So again, you're just because you have a website, most agents don't have a strategy to get people to that website. We clearly do, because we could build links such as my listings, my website, about me, testimonials, whatever you have on your website. We're going to get more adoption of it. Okay, here's why. Because there's many more people that are going to be opening your newsletter versus visiting your website. Okay, just trust me on that one. Number 2, this is a startling fact. I don't know how some agents get out of bed in the morning knowing that 87% of their possible revenue they're leaving on the table, because only 13% of consumers will ever reuse the same agent for another transaction. 13%. Yeah, look at number 3 there. How many said the agent did a great job? How many said they would gladly use that agent again for a referral? 91%. You guys are doing a great job on servicing the client. But what falls down is, as soon as that commission check gets cut, it's out of space, right? You're not going to be jumping all over these people. We're going to be jumping all over these people every 2 weeks to ensure where that next check gets cut 5 years down the road or whatever it is, your name is on that check. So number 3, what percentage of consumers, we already went through that one, 91. Number 4, what percentage of clients who bought or sold a home? NAR did this study. It's probably one of the best ones I've seen. About 2 years ago, they stopped the consumer on the street and they said, who's your doctor? 91% quickly were able to name their doctor. Then number 2, who's your realtor? Who did you use for a realtor on your last transaction? And they kept going, Only 23% could quickly come up with your name, okay? 77% had to think about it, maybe didn't get it, never could get it. Why is that? Because they never stayed in touch. Okay, number 5, what percentage of millennials are still looking for that first home? 69%. Anytime you can market, demographically, if you can, to millennials, they're the ones you want to focus on, because they've been saving money, hopefully saving money. We don't know what's going on with the pandemic now, but they're interested in getting that first home. They see the value in it. So you want to cuddle them, meaning nurture them every 2 weeks in the newsletter. We've got all that content for first timers too. How many realtors does the average consumer in New Jersey hear from, know of, get info from? The answer is 6. So 1 is going to get the call. The other 5 think they will. But if the call's not going to come to the other 5 because somebody did a better job. And we all know that. We all, how many times have you driven down your neighborhood and saw a for sale sign from a Weichert agent, right? And that hurts when you do that, because people don't know who you are and where you are. Number 7, for every 10 agents, how many, you already went through this one, how many don't have a clean, reliable database? The answer is 9, or 1 has it. What I do here?
Something about fan in the back is not functioning properly or something like that.
Cindy, do you have a question? I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I thought it tells me Cindy. Okay, so those are the questions. So the winner is Kristen Atkins, who had 4 out of 7, almost 5 out of 7. Okay, so she's going to get and make sure Judy, we talk to her when she gets back in the office or wherever. we'll get
Okay.
that put in the mail for her. So, but, I got, still got time for 2 more questions. Judy, is that it?
Yep.
All right, who's
They
got
gave
some?
me what I took down there on the 13th.
Cynthia, can you mute yourself?
Okay, I think that worked. Okay, next question, please. How come nobody asked about open rates or unsubscribe rates, or what happens when somebody unsubscribes? I'll get to that quickly. Our unsubscribe rate is about 4.5%, so expect 5 people out of 100 to unsubscribe. As soon as they do, you get a text and an email. Okay, we want you to know what's going on inside of your database. Okay, our open rates will go anywhere from 25 up to 38, sometimes 43%. You're probably not going to crack 50%. And most agents would say, Al, all this stuff is great. Why doesn't everybody open it? That's not the nature of email marketing, okay? The average open rate for real estate related communications is about 14%. We're going to get you 3 times that, okay? And consistently, okay? But your numbers are going to stop at like 47, 48%, maybe 52, but we're not going to get you 90% open rates. And I think you all know that. So again, low unsubscribe rate. Now, when we put your database in the system, after you approve it, of course, there might be some email addresses that you can't get in because they're already in, okay? And we will tell you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do an oil change on this camera.
Oh, that's Cindy again, okay. We'll tell you who is in somebody else's database, and if they unsubscribe, you
Is that a
automatically
what's-name
get them,
car?
your backstop. Okay, so again, we have a system for handling these people that are already in that may be in your database, okay? So that might happen, 1% or something like that. It's never been a big problem enough for an agent to quit. Because what we're telling you is, you're not the first, agent in New Jersey to look at this stuff. I just want you to know there's gonna be a couple email addresses you can't get put in. Next question, please. Anybody else? Okay, Judy, you've got a list of all those that want to order, so that's safe to say that we've got the $50 range now.
Yep, we're down to
And-
the $50 range.
Yeah, and if anybody buys this in September, you're gonna be paying our regular rates, okay? Because September is our busiest month. We don't have to discount anything. I could probably double our rates in September. Here's why. Every agent is thinking about the fall buying season or the spring season, okay? They know they haven't been doing a good job through the summer. They see us and they're like buying it. So I can't save that price forever. In fact, that price is almost going against our contract at exit, because we did some preferred pricing, but you guys got the best price in the country, obviously for the next 5 days, because Tuesday is the end of the month. So if you're thinking about this, it's worth investing $50. I think it is. I'm not saying that because I'm the president, but I respect that $50 that you're going to give me, because I'm going to make sure that if you don't want to pay a nickel more, you don't have to. And I don't fail very often doing this stuff because I know what it takes. And we're going to do it for you. Judy can attest that. We're all over her when she sent that list in. We had to build the list for her, and now we're customizing all of her articles. So
I have to say that over the years, I've seen more and more things that you guys have started doing. You seem to be ahead of the curve, which is great. And that's one of the things that I love about Exit, is that we're always riding the wave. And we're riding the wave and we're making changes. And I was very pleased when they started looking at trying to help us do more content with our clients and our sphere and so forth and so on.
And Judy, it's another testimonial that you're elevating me to the owner of New Jersey, right? What's her name?
Shauna?
Yes,
And-
Sean. So you wouldn't do that if this program didn't work, and it didn't work for your agents, right? Who would recommend a program that doesn't work for their agents?
Well, the thing is that one other thing that I haven't even said to you yet was I also have a Pennsylvania license. So my Pennsylvania license is hanging with the Mid-Atlantic owners, and they
Okay.
own
Yeah, they
DC,
own like 4 or 5 states, right?
Yeah. Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, and I think they are very interested in it too. But they're a little bit more, they're a little bit more into. They knew more what was going on, where Jack and Shauna things have to be brought to them more.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jane is a little bit more into it. So don't be surprised if you get a phone call from them also.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay,
Al?
so, any more questions? I took up more time than I think I was allotted. I'm sorry about that, but,
Okay.
I sure think.
Al,
that,
yes,
Go ahead.
yes,
Well-
this is Lois. Is there a maximum number of emails we can set up?
Yes and no. Don't give me more than 5,000 because you probably bought a list. We don't allow list
Yeah, I'm not
buying.
buying, no, I'm not buying a list. I just have a pretty extensive database.
Oh, that's
Okay,
fine. I
great.
mean, if you've been growing that over your career, that's
Yeah,
fine.
over a
3,000,
decade.
4,000.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, because we've had agents that went out and tried to buy every email address in California, Smart move, but we're not going to allow that. We have filters to take care of all that stuff to prove that these are, legitimate emails. Because we have to be whitelisted with all these big ISPs like Verizon and Comcast and Gmail. Okay, we've got a reputation with these people, and if we continue to throw junk in the pipes and clog it all up, we get hit on our reputation. Not you, us. Okay, so we're doing some things now. You may not even understand why we do them, but it's in your best interest that we do them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Lois. And Lois, just give me a call later on. We can do that order over the phone. All right, if that's it for everybody, but everybody's got, I'll throw my number up there one more time. I got about 8 requests for those, the neighborhood report. We'll pull it up one more time here. This one, where are we gonna pull this up? We're gonna go this way. We're going down, down, down. There we go, 570-510-3507 for questions to sign up, get this report. Anything you want, that phone gets answered in about 5 rings. Okay, well, listen, Judy, thank you very much for doing this. I'm glad, I hope your agents learned something, whether they subscribe or not. But they are saving, I think with that $50 reduction now, they're saving about close to $300.
I appreciate that. Al.
And you drive a hard bargain, Judy, when you told me about that $99. But that's why you're the fearless leader there, right?
I try.
All right, well, listen, Judy, give me a call later on if you got any other questions, but I thank you again for your time. And the strike price is $50, and that presents about a $300 savings. So I thank you again, and call me at that number for any questions or concerns.
Yes, I will. And now, does this automatically stop recording, or do we have to stop it,
Oh, I
or?
have no idea. Let me see. I'm still recording now. So once I stop
All right,
the
thank
share,
you.
yeah, once I get out of the deal, it's not going to record anymore. So I'm
Yeah, guys, don't go away yet, because I have one more thing that I have to talk real quick.
I just put it back to you, Judy.
Okay, thank you so much, Al. Talk to you real soon.
All right, it does look like it's recording, but I think I have the ability to stop. Do you want me to stop it?
Yes, please.
Okay.